Hello students, welcome back to this class. So today we are going to continue the rest part of the chapter The Banyan Tree. In the previous part we have studied that the author used to sit on the tree and watch the scene in the world below the tree. One day he noticed that there was going to be a fight between a mongoose and the cobra, and he was so excited to know the result of this fight. Now let's continue. The warm breezes of approaching summer had sent everyone, including the gardener, into the house. I was feeling drowsy myself, wondering if I should go to the pond and have a swim with Ramu and the buffaloes, when I saw a huge black cobra gliding out of a clump of cactus. At the same time, a mongoose emerged from the bushes and went straight for the cobra. Drowsy means feeling sleepy, emerged means to come out. So now, because of the hot summer, everyone was inside the house, and the author was also feeling sleepy and lazy. Rather, he was deciding to visit the pond to swim with Ramu and the buffaloes when he noticed a cobra coming out of a bunch of cactus. At the same time, a mongoose also appeared from the small plant and went towards the cobra. In a clearing beneath the banyan tree, in bright sunshine, they came face to face. The cobra knew only too well that the grey mongoose, 3 feet long, was a superb fighter, clever and aggressive. But the cobra, too, was a skillful and experienced fighter. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light, and the sacs behind his long, sharp fangs were full of deadly poison. It was to be a battle of champions. Clearing means an open space, and sacs means a part of an animal or plant shaped like a bag. Fangs means long sharp teeth of snake. So in an open place or open space beneath the banyan tree in sunlight, they came against each other. The cobra was full aware of the skills of the mongoose, but the cobra itself was also a good competitor. He could also give fast reactions, and he had also his sharp teeth to kill or bite anyone who comes in his way. So it was going to be a very interesting fight of champions to watch, and the author was so curious and excited to see that fight till the end, and he wanted to know that who will win in this fight. Now, hissing defiance, his forked tongue darting in and out, the cobra raised 3 of his 6 feet off to the ground and spread his broad spectacled hood. The mongoose bushed his tail, and the long hair on his spine stood up. Spine means backbone. So, creating a hissing sound in its challenge to fight, moving his tongue quickly in and out, the cobra raised itself from the ground and spread its hood to fight and attack. In reply, the mongoose also waved its tail as it accepted the challenge, and the long hair on its backbone stood up in anger. Though the combatants were unaware of my presence in the tree, they were soon made aware of the arrival of 2 other spectators. Spectators mean onlookers. Combatants means participants. One was a Maina and other was a jungle crow. They had seen their preparations for battle and had settled on the cactus to watch the outcome. Had they been content only to watch, all would have been well with both of them. Content means satisfied. So the fighters were not aware of the author's presence in the tree, but 2 other spectators or onlookers like a Maina and a crow were noticing clearly. They witnessed everything and were set on the cactus to watch the result. But they were not satisfied with just watching this fight. Rather, they wanted to participate in the fight. So, in this picture, you can see there is a banyan tree, and on its branch the author is sitting with his books. On the cactus plant there is a crow and a Maina who are sitting, and they are also watching the fight between a mongoose and the cobra. So now the cobra stood up on the defensive swing slowly from side to side, trying to mesmerize the mongoose into making a false move. Mesmerize means to attract or to spellbound. But the mongoose knew the power of his opponent's glassy, unwinking eyes and refused to meet them. Instead, he fixed his gaze means look, at a point just below the cobra's hood and opened the attack. So the cobra was trying to spellbind the mongoose with his fast protective movements, but the mongoose was also well aware of the power of his rival, so he fixed his focus on attacking the cobra at a point just below the cobra's hood and started the attack. Moving forward quickly until he was just within the cobra's reach, the mongoose made a pretended move to one side. Immediately, the cobra struck. His great hood came down so swiftly that I thought nothing could save the mongoose. But the little fellow jumped neatly to one side and darted in as swiftly as the cobra, biting the snake on the back and darting away again out of reach. Darting means to move away. So the mongoose also made false quick movements very close to the cobra. The cobra attacked and moved its hood down so quickly that it seemed that the mongoose would not be saved by anyone. But this small creature was also very quick to jump and move to another side. It also bit the snake on its back and again moved away out of the snake's reach. At the same moment, the cobra struck, the crow and the manna hurled themselves at him, only to collide heavily in the mid-air. Shrieking insult at each other, they returned to the cactus plant. A few drops of blood glistened on the cobra's back. Shrieking means cry, and collide means to bump, and here glisten means to shine. Hurled means to throw them. Now, the moment that the cobra attacked, the crow and the manna threw themselves at him only to come into conflict. After making loud, short noises by attack, they came back to their cactus plant. Drops of blood were shining on cobra's back. The cobra struck and missed. Again, the mongoose sprang aside, jumped in and bit. Again, the birds dived at the snake, bumped into each other instead, and returned shrieking to the safety of the cactus. Now the cobra attacked, but he missed this attack. The mongoose jumped aside, and the birds again tried to attack the cobra, but collided with each other, like the previous situation. So they again came back to the cactus crying. Now, the third round followed the same course as the first, but with one dramatic difference. The crow and the manna, still determined to take part in the proceedings, dived at the cobra, but this time they missed each other as well as their mark. The manna flew on and reached its perch, but the crow tried to pull up in mid-air and turned back. In the second that it took the bird to do this, this cobra whipped his head back and struck with great force, his snout thudding against the crow's body. Snout means the front part of the face, like you can say the nose and mouth of the animal. So, third time again the birds tried to attack the cobra in the same manner, but this time there was a change in the situation. They didn't collide with each other. The manna flew back to its shelter, but the crow tried to continue the fight in the air and come back. In the second trial, the cobra also moved suddenly and attacked the crow with its full force, and now the crow was hurt badly. I saw the bird flung nearly 20 feet across the garden. It fluttered about for a while, then lay still. The author noticed the bird falling 20 feet away. It kept shaking its body for some time, but then it became still and died. The manna remained on the cactus plant, and when the snake and the mongoose returned to the fight, they very wisely decided not to interfere again. Now the manna on the cactus plant was so terrified that now she decided not to interfere in their fight after this. The cobra was weakening, and the mongoose, walking fearlessly up to it, raised himself on his short legs and with a lightning snap had the big snake by the snout. The cobra writhed and lashed about in a frightening manner, and even coiled itself about the mongoose, but to no avail. The little fellow hung grimly on until the snake had ceased to struggle. He then smelled along its quivering length, gripped it round the hood and dragged it into the bushes. So now, after the continuous fight, the cobra was very tired and defeated. The mongoose attacked fearlessly. It exhausted the cobra with its shrewd and fast attacks moves and finally killed it. It caught the cobra from its hood and then dragged it and then pushed it into the bushes. So now the Maina dropped cautiously to the ground, hopped about, peered into the bushes from the safe distance, and then, with a shrill cry of congratulation, flew away. So the Maina fell down to the ground and hopping about to reach the bushes. When she found that the cobra and the crow was killed, so now she was saved. So she gave a loud cry of joy that she was saved. She was feeling safe now and then flew away in the sky. So in this way the story comes to an end with the victory of mongoose over the snake. So I hope it is understood by all of you. Thank you children. Enjoy your day.